What's up, guys? So today we caught a really nice trade on MVIS, and the stock went up like massive 30-35%, but I was able to catch a small move on this and it was still a pretty good trade. And I want to talk about basically here are my entries. I entered right here and then I took profits along the way. It was a decent trade, and I'm going to be talking about how I got in right here before the huge move. Notice here I got in and the stock immediately went up. Why was that? It was not a coincidence, it was a perfectly planned trade. And how to be prepared and before the huge move, like how to know, because I alerted this like 5 to 10 minutes before this huge trade happened to all my members. And the risk management aspect of it, how to manage your risk properly, all right? So this is the 1 minute chart of MVIS. It went up crazy. And what happened here is that in the morning, right in the morning, MVIS went crazy right here. In the morning, it started to push up, okay? Once it started to push up, I noticed right away, and that's why I said, guys, MVIS is looking really strong right here at just 8:33 in the morning, like 3 minutes in the market open. I'm looking for a pattern, okay? So as soon as it started to form a pattern, and I noticed right here was a pattern forming, it's kind of a basic bull flag pattern. As soon as I saw this, I alerted again here. Notice here I alerted here, I said MVIS is trending and it's making this trend. Now all of you guys know, if you're in the chat, that hey, as soon as the trend breaks, that's where you enter. Okay, and that's why I entered right here, because it was actually a classic bull flag pattern. I'm going to talk about that, but before, let me talk about a stop loss. So as soon as it break here, I enter right here, okay, and then I took profits along the way. But let's say that you enter here and it breaks down and it doesn't go, for example, something like this. So let's say it breaks here and you enter, but instead of going up, it starts to go back down and it starts to make candles, below the flag, okay? Once it does that, I take a loss. Or max would be the loss, stop loss will be below the support. So this is the risk I'm taking, okay? But look at this reward. I mean, it went up way further, okay? But what I'm talking about is that the risk to reward, that is why I trade the way I do, because risk to reward, whenever I'm wrong, I'm taking a small loss, but when I'm right, I'm taking a bigger profit, okay? So that being said, it's a classic bull flag pattern. There's nothing tough about this. It's just a bull flag pattern. So notice here, this is a bull flag. So bull flag is basically a pole and then a flag, right? So notice here, and then when the stock breaks out, that's when it causes a big move, okay? So that's all it was. And then that's it. And then that's how I just took profits, and it was an easy $500 trade in just 10 minutes, okay? Now, I think that in hindsight, I took profits way too early. I could have just let it run. It could be a huge trade. But today, now if you notice here in the last week or so, market has just been really choppy. In the last month, so actually, the market has been really choppy. So my goal as a trader was to just be consistently profitable, and that's why I took profits earlier, a little more than I normally like to take, just to be consistently profitable. And then once I see the action in the market, then I'm going to be holding it a little longer. So that today it actually must prove itself that hey, now the market is giving more momentum. So now tomorrow or the next week, in the next trading day, I'm going to be trading a little more aggressively, trading a little more size, trading a little more be more patient at the same time, and holding the winning trades longer. Okay, so that's my thought process of why I took profits a little early, I think. Now let's just recap it here and why, what to look for. Okay, so number one thing is that identify a stock in the first few minutes of the market open, which is really strong. Okay, so for example, I looked up my MVIS, it was really strong, so it came in my radar right away before it happened. Okay, then I look for a pullback. So basically a pullback is when the stock starts to come back down. So notice here how the stock went up and then this is a pullback, right? So start to come back down. But before, instead of just going crashing down all the way, it did not crash down and it started to make a pattern, and then it breaks out, right? So what we do is then we look for a pattern, you identify a pattern, and then, or a trend break. And then once the trend breaks, that's where you enter. Okay, so that's all it was. It was nothing complicated. I did not use any MACD, RSI, moving averages, VWAP, nothing. Did not use anything. And I believe is that the more indicators you use, the harder it gets, because then you have to look, hey, where's VWAP? Hey, where is moving average? Hey, where's RSI doing? What's MACD doing? You don't have to. It's all simple price action. The easier you make it, the easier is going to get. All right, guys. So that's the lesson for today. I'm also working myself, getting better every day. Like been doing for so long, it's still working on myself, getting better, and that's what you have to do. So if you are struggling, it's okay. Just learn from mistakes and then move on. All right, guys. I'll see you guys in the chat. Take care. Bye.